Good evening, everyone. Kicking off tonight at 5:30 with our special meeting, followed by the main meeting at 7. We appreciate those that are here in attendance and those that are watching us live stream tonight. I'm going to call the meeting to order. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please be seated. Before I call for the approval of the agenda, this touches me what I'm about to say. I'm going to say it at 7 o'clock too. Same thing. Please keep your thoughts and prayers on all of our brave servicemen who are engaged in the Iraq conflict, in the Iran conflict tonight. We lost 6 service members over the past 2 days in this engagement. There will be casualties, yes. But I just want to acknowledge that, and I know that those of us that are combat veterans, it touches us in a special way. Number 1, approval of the agenda. Is any additions or deletions?
Motion to approve.
Second?
Second.
All in favor? Seeing none opposed, agenda is approved. Mayor Pro Tem is on her way. She'll be here along with Commissioner Marley. He'll be here later on. But we do have 3 commissioners, so we do have a quorum. We'll move on with the presentation. The first one is A, overview of municipal administration, and our town manager will facilitate that.
Thank you, Mayor, for the most exciting presentation of all. I will be brief, but I will be technical, and I'm going to root this specifically in the general statute and the laws that govern Hope Mills. So some of this will be very technical. So in terms of governance, North Carolina municipalities generally operate under 2 primary forms of government defined by our local charters, which are council manager and mayor council forms of government. While the mayor council form is more common in smaller towns, the council manager form is the dominant structure for larger cities. The town of Hope Mills operates under the council manager form of government, the sound effects in the background. Under this structure, the elected town boards of commissioners sets policy and adopts ordinances. The board hires a town manager to oversee the daily operations. The council manager form of government in North Carolina is authorized in the general statute, chapter 160A, article 7, part 2. This statutory framework establishes the manager as the municipality's typical chief of staff, appointed by and accountable to the governing board. Under this system, the commissioners hold legislative authority, while the manager functions as the chief administrative officer responsible for implementing board policies, overseeing daily operations, preparing and submitting the annual budget, and appointing, supervising, and removing town employees. In short, council sets the direction and policy, while the manager ensures professional, non-political administration of municipal operations. Next, who are we? The administrative team of the town of Hope Mills is structured to support both effective governance and professional daily operations, consisting of myself, the town manager, our town clerk, our deputy town clerk, who also serves as our PIO and our executive assistant to the manager, in addition to being the deputy town clerk. And then we have our 2 receptionists that man the front desk. Each role plays a distinct but interconnected part in ensuring the smooth operation of town hall and services to the community. Drilling down a little bit further to our receptionists, they serve as the front line of town hall and are often the first individuals members of the public encounter when in person, whether in person or by phone. They serve as the face and voice of our municipality. Our receptionists are the first points of contact who greet residents, business owners, and visitors in a welcoming and professional manner while setting the tone for the public's experience with local government. This is key. If many of you may recall, about 2 years ago at our budget retreat, it was Commissioner Marley's push for us to get 2 receptionists up front, because up until then you just had the 2 ladies that work in the inspections office permitting, and that's their primary role. So when you had general public people coming in to talk to the planner or things of that nature, they really didn't have someone to talk to. And so since we put that front area up front, it actually has worked dividends. We did a new digital phone system, so when you dial, you have the option to dial option 1, 2, 3, and 4. But if you walk in the door, there is a face and a body that you actually do encounter, and that actually has yielded some positive results from our community. In terms of the town manager, within the council manager form of government, as stated before, the manager provides professional, nonpartisan leadership to ensure efficient service delivery while advising elected officials on long-term community sustainability. The manager serves as the municipality's chief administrative officer, responsible for translating policy direction from the governing board into operational results, particularly in areas such as public safety, infrastructure, financial stewardship, and strategic growth. Key responsibilities and roles: administrative oversight tied to managing municipal departments, enforcing ordinance, adopting policies, supervising personnel, budget and finance management in terms of preparing and administrating the annual budget, overseeing public expenditures. You have the policy advisor in terms of delivering data-driven, objective, and nonpartisan recommendations. Community stakeholder engagement, serving as liaison between the governing board, residents, businesses, and community organizations, and strategic planning in terms of developing and implementing long-term visions for growth. Next, we have our town clerk. Our town clerk serves as a statutory officer whose role is essential to the lawful and transparent operation of municipal government. Although the clerk is administratively supervised by the town manager, there are specific statutory and governance-related duties in which the town clerk functions in direct communication and support of the governing board. The role of the town clerk: she's the secretary to our governing board, responsible for recording official actions, maintaining minutes, and preserving the legislative history of the municipality. A custodian of the public records, maintaining, preserving, and providing lawful public access to official records. Compliance and transparency. They help to ensure the municipality operates in accordance with state statutes and local ordinances. Governance structured, clarified. Again, under the council manager system, the board of commissioners sets policy, the town manager oversees daily operations administrations, and the town clerk operates as the impartial procedural authority, safeguarding official actions, records, and public transparency. As it relates to our deputy clerk, she plays a critical role in ensuring continuity, compliance, and operational stability within the clerk's office. A strong deputy clerk is a highly organized, trustworthy professional who serves as the primary assistant to the town clerk and is prepared to step seamlessly into the clerk's role when necessary. Because many deputy clerks aspire to become full town clerks, the role often mirrors the statutory and operational responsibilities of the clerk. It serves as both a leadership support position and a professional development pathway, helping to ensure that institutional knowledge, legal compliance, and continuity of governance remain strong within the municipality. And that does conclude the administrative presentation, and we'd open up the floor to any questions that you may have.
Okay. Any questions from the board? None? Commissioner Mitchell?
We have this draft agenda here. This might be a good place and time to discuss this particular issue, since it's been a contentious issue, and that is the process that we use, since we are on the administrative piece. Like this is not my first time serving as a commissioner, and I do know that we had to go through somewhat of the same process, but once we agreed on the agenda process, we all agreed on it, we functioned with it, and we worked with it, and then we had a smooth transition process to the whole time I was in office. And I think that when this is a good time we can talk about it now, so that when we meet, if we decide to meet and vote on it again tonight, we will have worked out the kinks and everything with it, that will save time, and we can get on and focus on other things.
We can discuss it, but we can't vote on
Right,
it.
can't vote on it, that's what I'm saying.
Because it's in new business under the 7 o'clock.
That's what I'm saying, but we can work out the kinks, if there's any kinks, anything that will be identified. And if you want, I'll start first. When I served as a commissioner, be honest with you, I never recalled ever receiving a draft. When we got the agenda in, it came in that Wednesday by 12 noon, if nothing prevented from coming in, with all the attachments and tabs. We reviewed it, we sent back our issues and questions to get answers back, and by Monday night, we had a nice, and I always consider the agenda a working document. It's a working document until our meeting is over with Monday night, and then it's closed out. And I think that we need to come up with the same strategy and same plan, so it's a working document, so when Monday night comes, it's a dead issue, and we move on to something else. And I'm not Forrest Gump, but that's all I got to say about that.
Mayor, may I?
You may?
Thank you, Mayor. Yeah, I have the same, kind of feelings as Commissioner Mitchell here. I think that if we get everything in the agenda, either Monday or Tuesday, gives us 2 days to review everything in there with all the documents, because we all have a lot of questions about things. So I think if we're able to review everything, we've got it all consolidated into one packet, then we're done. And it shouldn't take us getting it Monday, 2 days to review it, to add or take away. The next draft comes out Wednesday with all the documents that we review, and then we have till Friday to do that. So now we've spent a whole week on one agenda. I was even mentioned that we have the weekend to do it. I'm not sure everybody wants to do that, but I think that if we have it all at one time, we get it done, all the questions are answered, we can get from the department heads any information that we need, and it's done in a couple of days. And that way we're not taking up a whole week.
Thank you, Commissioner Hamilton.
For clarification purposes, now you said Monday, submit your
Monday or Tuesday.
your concerns and issues Monday or Tuesday.
Well, once we get everything
Right.
together, then we can submit all the questions that we have. And I know that's kind of a strain on Ashley, because she's got to get all the information from the department heads as far as contracts and different things that we need. But I think that's the best way to handle it.
Thank you. I'm going to ask
Thank you, Mayor.
for comments from the other two, from the Commissioner and Mayor Pro Tem. Go ahead.
The line, additions and deletions were mentioned. We have that line in the agenda.
First thing on every
So my opinion is we don't really need a draft agenda on Monday asking, what are your additions and deletions? We have that to do here, once a full agenda's out. And that shouldn't take us forever to do, I wouldn't think. And that's my thought on it. I would like to see it, excuse the voice, I would like to see the draft go by the wayside. I'd like to see the full agenda with the whole packet, if we get it Tuesday, Wednesday, whatever. I don't want to mess with it on the weekend either. We'd still have a few days, but instead of messing around with the original draft agenda with no tabs, where our minds are gone for 2 days, you know, the questions, we don't get to see the tabs, we don't know what's in those tabs. And to me, it would be easier for me to get it all at once, and if we have additions or deletions, we do it here, because we have that line in the minutes.
Thank you, Commissioner Trammell. Mayor Pro Tem.
Thank you, Mayor. I'm kind of in agreement with the draft. However, if the draft were to have the full packet, as opposed to it being just the draft with the information, if the draft were to have the full packet with all the attachments, hence it being a complete draft, then we would be able to have time to ask the necessary questions from the town and commissioners for answers. Unless you do away with the draft, then I agree with everyone else that it be a full packet so that we can have time to get the questions answered again from the town and commissioners when there are questions asked of the agenda.
Thank you, Mayor Pro Tem. So our discussion appears that the consensus is There will be no draft that will be sent out on Monday
Yep.
or Tuesday. The full packet will be pushed out by noon, if possible, on Wednesday with all tab information. Now, I want to say this, that once it goes out, there's no additions. There's nothing going to be added to it.
That's right.
So you got 5 days, and the only addition will happen at the beginning of the regular meeting at 7. So what goes out is it on Wednesday.
What I will add is that's perfectly fine for us. Ashley has her own internal deadline for the department head. So the week of the agenda, we pretty much have most of the stuff already. We just needed direction from when you guys wanted it to be done. I think Ashley would print them whenever you say you wanted to print it. The idea and thought process was to try to get it to you earlier, but if the general consensus is Wednesday, full packet goes out, you have until Thursday and Friday to ask questions, and you keep the additions and deletions till Monday at the board meeting, that's perfectly fine. I'll transition it over to let Ashley chime in, but I think we just needed some kind of consistent direction on what the board wanted and when they wanted the information.
So for me, it's no problem not to send the draft agenda. That actually is easier for me. I just want to be very clear that what we're saying is that you would like to receive it on Wednesdays. That is the consensus of the board. It seems like that's the consensus.
That's the consensus of
That's
the board.
consensus.
That's the consensus, the whole packet.
Okay, and that's with the tabs. My only reservation just about the timing is, dealing with technology or printing and things like that. So it can be Wednesday. I would just prefer not to be locked in by a specific time, like probably close of business would be better.
We go with that.
Wednesday
Okay.
good?
Yeah,
That's good.
okay.
As long as
Now,
you have
there's
before
one-
midnight.
There's one point that I do want to address, is that as Ashley prepares the agenda to go out on Wednesday, each board member has the opportunity to submit additions to be added.
Right.
So when is the cutoff to her? Would we say, I would like to have a discussion, when is the cutoff?
And Mayor, I think that's key because she has to get to printing
Because
at
she's
some
got the
point.
package, print, so we need a firm cutoff. And it could be Tuesday noon, it could be Tuesday morning,
What works for you?
and we need to have.
I
that
would say
discussion.
close of business on Tuesday, particularly if there's actual documents that need to be included. If it's just something you want to go on the agenda to discuss, that's pretty easy. But if there are actual documents that are going to be needed, then I would like all of them together at the time of submission. And then also, we have the schedule for the, for the full year. So you definitely don't have to wait to get me documents for a particular meeting. If you want to send something for a September meeting now, for me, I would love that because I like to do things in advance. So you don't have to wait until the week of a meeting to submit something for a particular meeting. If you know when you want something to be on there, you can tell me as soon as possible.
Sounds good.
Ashley, that's key. Just so the board knows, Ashley has shells for all of our meetings that she collects information internally from all the department heads, especially Emily in planning, because there's public hearings that have to be advertised. So those are already in the shells. But I want to make sure that, what you get on Wednesday, you have the opportunity to add to that. But Tuesday, she packages up the agenda. It all goes out on Wednesday.
I think what Mrs. Trammell, Commissioner Trammell said is key. You still have Monday at the meeting to addition and deletion. So I think that still preserves the right. If you do find something on Thursday, Friday you want to add, I think you can pretty much send the information to Ashley so that we can be prepared at the Monday meeting. But I think keeping that there, that does handle. And I think it's clean. No drafts, send everything out on Wednesday. We have questions, and I don't have a life. You can send me questions on a Sunday. I'll give you the answers back. But I think, like I said before, as long we have a consistent message from the board That is the new process. We have other internal controls, like after every board meeting, we have an after action the very next morning, which will be tomorrow morning, where we're setting the agenda for the next board meeting then. And so Ashley will know tomorrow what are the public hearings that we have for the 16th, all different things. So we're building the next agenda for the next board meeting tomorrow morning. And so I think the week of, she pretty much has, especially if y'all did, when we did the masterful thing of removing the manager's report, because I will admit that some of the times the Friday delay is mine. And so the fact that it's a separate document, Wednesday is fine for us. We just needed to know what the specific date there was that you guys wanted to get everything, and we should be fine.
Can I, Mr. Mayor? Can
Commissioner
I add
Mitchell?
this, on the manager's report, I think, it's been a while, I said, but you know what you do the next morning after our meeting? Update this, push it out there so the news meeting, everybody has it, and they'll know about the decision. That's the beauty of the standalone document now, because it will speak for itself and it'll answer, it prevent a whole lot of questions coming to us as well as you.
We have been adding them to the website. They go to the Sunshine List. They go on our social media page, but we've started sending them to our representatives as well.
As you can see, when the manager's report tonight is read during the regular meeting, 2 years ago, this started out as just a actual briefing. That's where it started. And then we started adding more and more to it, and then more and more, and then our public enjoyed reading this. So we adapted and elevated, I think that's the right term that we're using this week as we go into Friday. And we started packaging more information to it to inform citizens in a transparent, positive manner. So Chancellor is correct. It got to the point where the agenda's ready to go, but we're waiting on it. We're waiting on this. Ashley is waiting on this. So that's kind of where the stop is. So when we removed it, which we have, it's going to be a standalone document. Now that opens up the door for the agenda to go out with all the tabs on Wednesday. The key part about this, and Chancellor spoke about it, is this document not only is posted on our website, Ashley pushes this out to all of our legislative delegation representatives, to include the chairman at the county. We share this. This document tells our story on a given time, which is tonight. And I think that's the most positive thing that we can do. So, all right. Anything else? That's it?
That's it.
Item B, overview of municipal parks and recreation. LaMarco Morrison, Parks and Rec Director.
Let me take my list out. Just kidding.
While they're getting loaded up, I want to say something. Commissioner Marley's idea a year ago about the receptionist up front has been invaluable to our town. I cannot emphasize it enough. We have 2 dedicated ladies that are here every day, at certain times of the week, and they're here to entertain people that walk in that door. Now, if you remember correctly, that was just a lobby area. We just had a desk sitting there, some things on the wall, and that was it, and a couple chairs and a table. That's all that area was. It wasn't being used at all. But the board, last year's board, invested the money in not only renovating that area, but the entire complex up there in the front is in a bulletproof environment for anybody that's trying to come in here. So it kind of worked out very, very well for us. The comments that I've heard and Chancellor's heard from citizens is they really appreciate a face when they walk in the door. And it relieves some of the departments as well, because they can triage whatever the issue is with our citizens. It's the same thing as in the office that's right behind it. That used to be, when I came in as mayor, that was what was known as the mayor's office. It's not the mayor's office anymore. We needed expansion here in Town Hall, So that office was given up to HR. If I have an office in this town, it's in that front conference room. And that's what I've used for 2 years plus now. And so just a little bit of backstory on the admin piece up front of how we've made some changes over the past 2 years to accommodate not only citizens that come in, but our internal departments as well. Just wanted to throw that out. Now, Marco, go ahead. I didn't mean to take 10 minutes from you.
You can't get them back neither.
Go.
Thank you, Board of Commissioners, Mr. Mayor. Believe it or not, I've been wanting to tell everyone what our department does for a while. I mean, some people have an idea, but there's a lot more going on than you all know. A lot of behind the scenes type activity, procedures. And tonight I have everybody that leads the particular division to come up and tell their story, or so they can cook, as I call it in my department, so they can tell you exactly what they do and how they make it all work. I don't know if you all know our mission statement, but believe it or not, I look at this thing at least once a month, probably more than that, because I want to ensure that we are doing everything that mission statement says. From a marketing standpoint, it's a little long. I've been looking at maybe something catchy to shorten that too, but this encompasses everything that we try to do. And so I'll read it while you all read it. The Hope Mills Parks and Recreation Department strives to provide a multitude of recreational provisions to the community through athletics, special events, programs, and passive opportunities to enhance the quality of life for our residents. We are committed to continued progression in all areas of recreation for the local and surrounding communities, to be a cornerstone in the community, offering a high quality of life to both local and temporary residents. So quality of life is key. I think we're the only department that offers the quality of life. A lot of times I tell people, the first thing people look at when they move to the community, they look for three things. They look at schools, they look at the Parks and Recreation Department, and there was a third, I forgot what that was. There you go.
Public safety.
Public safety is key. They look at public safety and the stats regarding that. And so we're just glad to be in that three. I have basically oversight or overview of departments, and pretty much I try to provide my staff with the keys and tools to run their divisions. Administration is the one area that I have the heaviest hand in, because some of the things I take on, directly. But there's 4 divisions in Parks and Recreation, the Parks and Recreation Department. As far as administration, it's more than just answering the phone and talking to people. There's a couple of things that we've added that's all encompassing within the administration. The park plan development is something new that we've started doing once I got here, to take on the CIP projects and some of the larger projects we got. Project management, of course, construction administration, grant writing and management, capital investment plan, and park land acquisition. So those are some of the, I want to call the project management administrative type things we do in administration. And some of the other things, and I'm going to have everybody that run these particular areas to come and talk. Customer service is key. We do a lot of bookkeeping to handle the funds that come in for registration and revenue, senior and youth programs, rentals and reservations, program registration, and recreation center operations. And below me is just my team that's also on the administrative side of the house. We have Brenda Williams, who's our administrative assistant. Tiandre Williams, who's over our operations and programs, and then we got Brandon McLean, who runs our programs. 2 other divisions, we have athletics and special events. Maxie Dove is the Assistant Director of Athletics, and Megan Freeman is the Assistant Director of Special Events. On Maxie's staff, there's Justin Baldwin, who is the athletic supervisor, and Krista Willoughby, who's the athletics coordinator. And in Megan's division, we have Megan Moranis, who is over the special events and, who is the special events and communications coordinator. And last but not least, we have park and building maintenance. And we have 2 supervisors that run that division. Keith Bryant is over field maintenance, and James Gonzalez is over building maintenance. But those 2, they do maintenance on both interchangeably, you know, when needed. As far as our CIP program, these are a few of the projects that are priority. We have the Lake Park improvements, that's an ongoing project. Heritage Park Phase 2. Ed Herring Park improvements, we still got an eye on that one. We haven't talked about it a lot, but that is a priority. It's low-hanging fruit, actually. Park land acquisition, and another priority is the tennis court pickleball improvements here at Parks and Recreation. Just want to mention some of the projects that we've completed in the last 7 years, just so you get an idea of just how quickly we've done some things. We've completed the chapel restroom and ADA improvements. Heritage Park Phase 1, the inclusive playground at Municipal Park, and the splash pad. We've renovated the outdoor basketball courts twice, actually. Actually, it's going to be a 3rd time because of the vandalism, but that's going to be completed in the next 2 years, next 2 weeks. We did the rain garden at the lake, and I want to highlight that we've acquired or obtained up to $3 million, or almost $3 million in grant funding for park development. So a large portion of these projects did not come from tax dollars or from the general fund. We have received a lot of grant funding, and hopefully we'll receive a lot more. We got a lot of coals in the fire where we're trying to get additional money. So just want to throw that. Say it again? Yes, sir. So with that, I'm gonna let Ms. Brenda Williams come up and talk about what she does for our department.
Thank you, LaMarco. Good evening, Commissioner and Mayor and Chancellor. Do I have to do this one? Okay. This one?
Yep.
So what is the definition of the administrative assistant, which is what I do? Under the direction of the Parks and Recreation Director, which is LaMarco, performs a variety of responsible office duties, assists other divisions within Hope Mills Parks and Rec departments with needs, manages supplies, completes monthly required reports, provides exceptional customer service skills, and attends monthly required meetings. Part of my office duties in managing supplies include just providing exceptional customer service internally and externally. I try to create a positive experience for customers through professional and courteous behavior. I'm primary to answer the telephones at Parks and Rec, so I assist with answering every phone call and question that I can. To feed off what LaMarco said about the 3 things that people look for, most of the phone calls that I receive are from new citizens saying, hey, we're new to the area, what do you offer? So we offer a lot. Assist the customers with creating their Civic Rec accounts, registering them for athletic programs, assist the Megans with special events, completing transactions. I handle the boat permits for the Hope Mills Lake, and I assist customers with registration and transactions, and I maintain the monthly supply inventory and administers ordering all needed office supplies through the software requisition, and then LaMarco approves it. The 2 monthly required meetings that I attend are our department head meetings. Those are usually held once a month. I just send out a reminder email to all of the department head employees. I take the minutes, transcribe them, and then I send a copy of the notes to all the attendees. The second required meeting I attend is the Parks and Rec Advisory Board meeting. That's the fourth Monday of every month. Send out the agenda. I take and transcribe the minutes, and I send the final copy of the minutes to Lamarco and then to the board for approval. There's a few reports actually, that I'm asked to do. I complete a monthly credit card summary requisition report. It includes all the credit card charges and invoices. I match those to the charges to the invoice, give it to Lamarco for review, and then he gives it to accounting. I also complete the monthly manager's report for Lamarco. It gives the numbers that include the punch pass sales, rental reservation revenue, athletic activities and transaction report for 18 plus and senior citizens, adult programs, meetup groups, out-of-school programs and classes, special events and youth programs and classes. The report's forwarded to Lamarco for review and is completed. This is one of my favorite things that I've been doing is career days and family days at some of the schools that are offered in Cumberland County. So we set up a table, as you can see. It has all of our pamphlets, what we offer. It gives the kids an opportunity to stop by, the parents to stop by, ask questions. It just creates a really good awareness for what we offer here. And I've seen some of the parents actually attend. You know, they'll come in the next day and sign up for spring sports, or they've been over to trunk or treat. So that's my favorite. Do you have any questions for me? Thank you.
Brenda, your advisory committee minutes are extremely detailed,
Thank you.
and I thank you very much for doing that.
Thank you. I've learned a lot just attending those meetings.
I did too,
Yeah.
when I was the liaison, and now Commissioner Trammell is the
Yes.
liaison. And believe you me, that
Pleasure to have
very
her.
well, and I wanted to publicly say that.
Thank you.
That I learned a lot and still do, and the time and effort that you take to put into the agenda and the minutes, they're really, really good.
Thank you. Okay, Marco.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Next,
I'm sorry.
Next, we got Mr. Tiandre Wilkins. I know he'll introduce himself, but he is our Operations and Programs Supervisor. And Brandon.
Good afternoon to everybody that's here in person as well as live on YouTube. So as Lamarco was saying, I'm Mr. Tiandre Wilkins. I'm the Operation and Program Supervisor, and I'm accompanied by our Programs Coordinator, Mr. Brandon McClain, as well. So here's a little bit about the Operations Division. So within the Operations Division, we're really dedicated towards welcoming an inclusive and safe environment for everybody that comes into our recreation center. It's guided by our commitment to working towards building relationships, really fostering that atmosphere where the first time they come into our facility, we want them to feel warm and greeted, to understand that we really do take the opportunity not for granted. In many ways, they could have came to any recreation center, and as we know, there's a lot of recreation centers in Fayetteville. Right now, we just have one, and hopefully in due time that'll change. But with that, we really strive to ensure that our operations are accessible and welcoming to individuals of all backgrounds, abilities, and identities, which goes back to that motto and effort of all walks of life can truly be a part of our recreation center. So as a result, we not only just invite everyone to visit during our hours of operations. As you'll see, our hours of operation actually are Monday through Friday at 8 a.m. to 8:30 p.m. On Saturdays, we're primarily open for rental reservations as well as for athletics. And then we're completely closed on Sundays. So whether it's you're in the facility for a favorite activity or discovering something new, you're guaranteed to experience encounters worth engaging in. So what does that look like during our normal hours of operation? So as you'll see, We have some daily activities, one of which is open play pickleball. It's very popular for our seniors and really all walks of life, but just notably with them as well, because a lot of times, and the way that I like to put it, recreation is now therapy. And so what does that mean? That's where we're able to create opportunities where people are able to come in and truly use, it could be pickleball that they're using to help socialize, or it could be that grandmother or grandfather that unfortunately has lost a spouse, but this creates the atmosphere for them to really be able to come in and still, have a purpose with their life to be able to continue on even during those tough times. And so through pickleball, through our fitness area that's open as well, through our open gym basketball, and then as well as our programs. We have 5 main categories that it breaks down into. So we have preschool programs, we have youth programs, out of school programs, 18 plus programs, and 55 plus. So again, opportunities for all walks of life. And then as I stated moments ago, primarily on Saturdays, we're open for rental reservations, which includes the following spaces. So our small activity room, our large activity room, our multi-purpose room, our community room. Some people don't know this, but if you're listening online, please know our fitness room is also available as well. And then our gymnasium, depending on the availability. Here's an opportunity to meet some of our impactful difference makers. So I know earlier they talked about the receptionist at the town hall. I truly want to brag about our recreation leaders and what I truly like to refer to them as. They are the face of the recreation center. So a lot of times what I like to tell people as well, they don't get to see my face, at least during that first interaction, depending on what's going on, but they do see our recreation leaders that are at the front desk. And so they are essential in upholding the integrity and representation of the town of Hope Mills by providing customer service and leadership to all that utilize our facility daily. So as a result, that plays an integral part in helping our department function safely in regards for daily operations, rental reservations, and with expected as well as unexpected needs. There are some times from a safety standpoint, we may have to respond to certain things, and so that's pretty much what covers the unexpected. And on the other side of things, depending on who comes in, depending on the interaction, it could be expected or it could be unexpected, depending on what they're bringing to our attention. So next, for the next slide, I'm gonna turn it over to our program coordinator, Mr. Brandon McLean.
Thank you. Good evening, good evening, good evening. Thank you guys so much for allowing me the opportunity to come speak before you. I'm not going to be before you long because I know you guys have been in a lot of meetings, just like my town manager, Chief Dollinger, and my good friend Maxie behind me as well. So, but yes, again, my name is Mr. Brandon McLean. I am the programs coordinator here at the Town of Hope Mills Parks and Recreation Department. And I actually lead specific to our programs and our courses that we have to offer at the Town of Hope Mills Parks and Rec. So as Mr. Wilkins has advised, we actually have improved with our instructors. So we have to have instructors in order to lead our programs. So we've done amazing, amazing things that we're looking to, and we're already doing in revamping our programs. One of the main things that we just did, as you see here, is we did our first annual instructor retreat where we got together, we discussed different topics, discussed our programs, kind of worked out the kinks just like we're doing now. We had food, fellowship, and fun, so that was what that was about it as well. We have 33 program instructors, and we're looking to continually build upon that that specific number. All of our instructors are great instructors. They're pivotal to what we actually have to do here. All of our community members, they love, love, love our instructors and the things that they do as well, all right? Now, again, I'm not going to insult your intelligence by reading everything verbatim, so we're just going to keep moving on. How's that sound, all right? All right. And again, like I said, I'm Mr. Brandon McLean. Again, I am just the program coordinator. My main focus is here to, you said the key word, which is elevate. And that's what I'm here for. I'm elevating our programs. I'm elevating different things within the recreation center as well, along with Mr. Wilkins and my director, Lamarco, as well as a unique elite team. All right. And turn it back over to Mr. Wilkins.
So a little bit about my job. Number one thing and priority for me is safety. I truly, and going back to what I was saying earlier, as far as who comes into our facility, there's a lot of times where it may be someone's grandmother, it could be someone's parent, and so my whole identity, and I guess you say my mission and goal is to keep them safe while they're inside of our facility. And so what that looks like is creating procedures and methods as far as for how to respond to certain situations and helping to prevent. A lot of times we may be in positions where some may want to wait versus actually having a plan in place. So that's a good majority of my job is making sure that one, the operations are safety. And so how does that look like as far as how it's accomplished? By supporting daily operational tasks, updating department databases, providing support to those in need and monitoring expenses, overseeing operational processes and implementation of policies, procedures, and protocols is essential to ensuring that we are able to provide a safe, welcoming, and inclusive department environment. Other duties include assisting with community needs. As you all know, we do run into cases where obviously other people want to give us feedback, and so just being there to listen to them and hear what they have to say and going from there to see how we can accommodate them. Other things include assisting with projects and activities, overseeing daily activities, programs, and rental reservations. So just an outlook for the year 2025, and I put this here just as add a little humor to it, but here are some special moments and accomplishments. So we had the esteemed honor and privilege of hosting two Mid-Carolina Senior Games last year, one of which was for the pickleball singles tournament, as well as for badminton as well. And so here you'll see on the screen, and I want to give a big major shout out to our volunteers as well. We truly would not have been able to orchestrate and operate the tournament as smoothly as it went last year without the help of those that you see in this picture. And so during the actual tournament, you'll see within the females and males division what the age ranges were for each tournament that was held. A big criteria for competing in the Mid-Carolina Senior Games is you have to be over the age of 50 in order to participate. So unfortunately, if you're 49, you may have to wait until another year to do so, but it will be there. And these are just two that we help host and assist with. They have many other ones, but as you'll see, last year on April 10th, 2025, the Mid-Carolina Senior Games pickleball tournament was held inside of our gymnasium. Moving forward, within the operations division, we held the first ever community Easter picnic, and it was held on April 19th, 2025. And we had the following community-based vendors that were there. So we had the Cumberland County Veteran Services, we had the Cumberland County Department of Public Health, specifically from the Health Education Division. We had Carolina Insurance Advisors. Grace Place Christian Church was in attendance, Mid-Carolina Regional Council, Oak Street Health, Shadow Elite Karate Club, and the Veterans Foreign Wars Post 10630, along with the Boy Scouts was in attendance as well. So what does that impact look like? We were fortunate enough and blessed enough to be able to feed over 300 individuals. We had 300 free meals that were distributed. Of the 250 toiletry bags that were provided, 125 went to males and 125 went to females. We had multiple door prizes that were awarded, including gift cards and care packages for the youth that were in attendance, through some of the opportunities that you'll see down below as far as for family-friendly activities such as checkers, Connect Four, cornholes, kites, Jenga, and Uno that were present. And something else that I want to reflect on as well, we want to give a special thanks to Southern Experience Catering and Events, as well as our Code Enforcement Officer, Ms. Hines, for their relentless efforts with helping this event come to fruition. I know back behind the scenes, it may have looked as if it was me and maybe some other people, but without their help, we truly wouldn't have been able to get the event to come to fruition without their assistance. And in addition to that, we also want to say special thanks to everyone that was in the community, as far as local businesses that donated to the worthy cause as well. And here in this picture, a last shout out as well, the JRT, Southviews High School, JRTC, they came in and their students last year helped with the event as far as serving at the event with whether it was distributing bags, helping with parking and different things that were needed. And so we want to say thank you to them as well. So what does that look like further? And I'll tell you probably, and I hope I don't sound biased by this, but the top right picture really does justice for me to see the youth not just helping, but also those that were able to grab bags on those days. And you'll see people that were in line to get the food and just sitting and having a good time and listening to music and different things. So as it says, helping change lives one day at a time. And that's what it was all about. Moving forward, as mentioned previously, on May 1st, 2025, we also held the Mid-Carolina Senior Games Badminton Singles, Doubles, and Mixed Doubles Tournament within the following categories as far as for ages. And then I'm going to turn it back over to Mr. Brandon.
So again, as you guys see, we deal with a lot of different things, such as programs in our luncheons, specifically for our 55 and up demographic. This was actually the first luncheon that I actually hosted, and I learned a lot from it in myself, and I enjoyed it myself. So we had a plethora of people. It was actually 63 people that came out that registered. And it was something new, again, elevating and revamping. We decided to go a different route. We picked a new DJ. We still had our great food from Southern Elite Catering as well, live music, and then even Chick-fil-A came out, and they were sponsored with some specific gifts, dancing galore, great food, great atmosphere as well. So as you see, that was Thanksgiving luncheon. Now, ever since then, we continued to elevate. So we had, so here's again closer looks at some different pictures. So the picture in the top middle is our great line dancing corps. They are the ones that, when I say they get down, they get down. So they love the music in itself, and as you see them dancing at the bottom as well. And again, Chick-fil-A came through, sponsored some gift cards and things of that nature there. But like I said before, we're elevating. So with our next event, we had generally speaking, it would have been our Christmas program or a Christmas luncheon, but we said we wanted to do something different. We're in, and we said we're just going to change it to an end-of-the-year lunches award. What that looked like, it was we actually had the members of the public vote for their own peers by superlatives. So one superlative that we had was the Pickleball Player of the Year award. That was one that went to Mr. Carton Chasen. He's what 95 years old, and he's still playing pickleball strong. So we voted. They voted for him. So we had certain awards like that, and ever since, so we had 63 individuals for the Thanksgiving luncheon, Christmas lunch, or the end of the year lunches. We elevated to 83. And as you see, these are the pictures of our awardees. In regards to that, we had additional community vendors that come out because we partnership with other vendors such as Oak Street Health as well. So they came out to provide this information there. Again, we changed up some different things as far as our DJ, which I want to give a special shout out to Spotlight Entertainment. They changed the game, and that's what elevated us as well. The great music. We actually had a photo booth this time where there was interactive, and they got free pictures and everything like that as well. And that was the end of the year awards, and then last year, last month, is the Valentine's Day one here? Okay, so last month, it's not on here, but last month we had our Valentine's Day brunch luncheon, and it's again totally different. We actually sold out of that event. That we were actually had to turn away people because we sold out of tickets, and we actually had to move it. We usually host it in our community room, but we actually had to move it to our gymnasium. Because of the spacing. So we're elevating here at Hope Mills. We're doing a lot of great things on the program side, and we're only going to get better. Now, I do want to provide some information to you just to be on the lookout. We've already opened up registration today. We are actually doing something different. It's called, for our 4th of July, the Great Hope Mills Barbecue Throwdown. And what that is pretty much in a nutshell, we're going to have a competition. So we're asking the public for grillers or anybody who thinks they can actually throw down with some chicken or some barbecue, where they'll actually be able, the ones that will, is that you? Is that what you're saying? I see you salivating already, yes. Throw down, yes. So in a nutshell, what's gonna take place is we're gonna have grillers come out and they're gonna cook some chicken. And the members of the public, whoever purchased tickets, they will be able to vote on who's the best, who has the best chicken, and that person is going to be considered the first Hope Mills pit master. And of course, we're going to have different food. We're going to have we're going to have music, live music, and everything. And if it's okay, if I can approach, I would love to give you guys some flyers so that way you can have that, if that's okay.
Oh yeah. All right. Bring it on.
Is there anything I can use?
Pit master.
So you're a pit master? You look like you throw
What do you think, really? Pit master. I gotta tell Roland about this.
Yeah, the main thing too is it is open to the public, but we're also key to our 55 plus demographic, because again, we want to recognize them as well. So as you guys see on the flyer, we generally give them a discount. So we're giving them a 50% discount off of the ticket up until a certain point, which is going to be April the 6th. So anybody who's listening on YouTube, please feel free to go ahead and get your tickets now. But again, we're just looking to have fun, and just again, we're coming with new and fresh and innovative ideas. So that's my role. That's Mr. Wilkins' role. Mr. LaMarco's role as well. We're looking to elevate on the program side. All right.
Brandon, 55 plus for early bird special.
Yes, sir.
Just not old enough, guy.
You get an exception.
I'm just
I'll give
not
you an
old
exception
enough.
this time, all right? Now, next time I can't, but this time I got you, all right?
So just to add to it, going back to our end of the year luncheon, here is some more memories that were created, all while having fun. And going back to what Mr. Brandon was talking about, here's an example of how our photo booth was utilized in some different ways. And as you can see, there's some different personalities, but it really just comes down to building those opportunities just to create more memories. And so I can truly say it seems like each and every time we have a luncheon, the talk increases more and more as far as how good of a time that the participants had, and they'll ask as far as when's the next one, or what are we doing next, and stuff like that. And so as we continue to talk about elevating, we just want to continue on that momentum. So another key, look back on our special moments and accomplishments. So what does that look like by the numbers as far as for 2025? And so as a whole, within the operations division, you'll be able to see we service 7,838 participants. And so we're not able to accomplish that, as I like to hopefully portray and tell my staff. Although I am technically the only one that has operations within my title, operations is far beyond just me. And so that's a shout out to our program coordinator, as well as to our recreation leaders, as well as to the participants, because without them, there is no us. And so daily activities, that was 1,651 participants. And then you'll see the breakdown as far as how it looks within our fitness area. And I can tell you this, since I've been in this role, I have seen a tremendous increase as far as in our fitness area participation. It went from just the normal 8 to 9 a.m. crew that was coming in to now we literally have people coming in all throughout the day. And so we're very appreciative of that. I think pickleball speaks for itself. I think we all have some stories as far as with that energetic group. And so as you'll see, that was 378 participants. The one that I will just be honest, blew me away is 881 participants as far as for open gym basketball that came in. And then we also offer indoor walking, and that was 13 participants, which are normally our same participants that generally come in at least once or twice a week. On the program side of things, you'll see we had 6,187 participants, and then it breaks down into various groups. The one that I want to highlight the most is the 55 plus. You're able to see through the numbers, 4,043 participants have come in to utilize these programs. So it's an effective method as far as for recreation and therapy, and it goes well beyond that. It's similar to how it is on the open gym basketball side of things. A lot of times people will come in and engage, and then they'll go back and they'll tell their friends. And that truly helps us as far as with how our business operates efficiently and effectively. And you'll see where we're also, those are the numbers as far as for the youth and for our adults. And we're currently looking into helping increase those numbers as well. Reservations. 245 customer reservations. That doesn't include, and I'm saying this jokingly, that doesn't include the times that Chancellor LaMarco is calling me and saying, hey, we need this room for X, Y, and Z, or the board is trying to do this and they need our space, and the artist village, and everybody and their mama is trying to utilize our area. And so what does this look like as far as within the recreation center? Customer-wise, not the internal-wise, customer-wise, 170 rentals went on last year. And of that 170, 68 were in our community room. And so when you think about that, that's helping not just with revenue, that's also helping with the baby showers and family reunions and birthday parties and various things that are going on. So we're also not just impacting the individual, but we're also impacting families that are coming in. And so even on the outside, between Municipal Park and Broward Park, we had 44 rentals. At the Lake Park, as far as utilizing the gazebo, we had 21. And then at Gulfview, we had 10, which is primarily seen through our 5Ks, whether that be from schools or from a local running club that utilizes our area as well. And so just to sum it up, what that pretty much means, as Brandon has already stated, we are looking to continue to elevate. We're looking to continue to engage. We're looking to continue to grow. So whether you're in person or by way of YouTube, we invite you right now to come and participate in what is called the Community Daily Activities Survey. We want to continue to look to expand and providing opportunities for all walks of life. And so to help us shape the future, we invite you to participate in this survey so that we can have meaningful feedback from you so that we can continue to grow. And I like to leave everybody with this. The numbers may say a lot, but what says more is the opportunities that we're able to create so that people can continue to come in. So I just kindly ask that as y'all continue to go on, please think about things that have been presented to you, because I truly believe if we're able to have more spaces as far as a facility and different things, if you think this is anything, just wait until we're able to do more as far as with the spaces that we have provided. So thank you for your time. If you have any questions, feel free to ask myself or Brandon right now, or even if you think about it later on, feel free.
I think we'll hold all the questions until the end of the presentation, LaMarco, and then we'll do them all at one time.
Okay. And
the only thing I will say is this survey, is this an active survey, this QR code?
yes, sir. It's an active survey.
Okay. Chancellor, you may want to include that in the manager's report.
Too easy. I can do that.
Yep, just include that in. Yeah, because that goes out twice a month.
Yes, sir.
And you have a lot of traffic that way too.
Thank you.
I can put it on, because Parks and Rec has a dedicated page in the manager report, so I can just add that to that. Yeah.
While the Megans come up, I did want to add this last little tidbit, and this is for everything we offer. I just want to give you all the numbers, just in what we generate, because, a lot of people talk about operations, what it costs to run Parks and Recreation, but we do bring in a substantial amount of revenue, not to include grants and things of that nature. We're quickly approaching $400,000 in revenue, and I anticipate we might even go over that. But that's where we are now. So just to put in context, that kind of subsidizes our operations a little bit. It pays for some things. So just want to throw that out there.
Good evening, Mayor, Commissioners. I'm Megan, this is Megan. Like Chancellor likes to call us the Megs. Anything that you want to call us is totally fine. So we are over special events and communications. I won't go through all of the little tidbits of each one, but this is just kind of some of our staple events that we do every year. Spring cleanup, Cottontail Trail, Trucks and Stuff, Independence Day kickoff, the parade, fall cleanup, trunk or treat, Christmas at the lake, breakfast with Santa, Paws to Calls, Pet Picks, Christmas Parade of Lights, Letters from Santa, Elf Kits, and Santa and Sirens. And we do everything from planning, logistics, setup, the whole nine, cleanup, everything. With the help of our maintenance guys, who we would not be able to do anything that we do without them, and police and fire. We work closely with them with a lot of these bigger events, so we would not be able to do what we want to do or able to do anything without the help of the teams. This just kind of goes into detail of all of them. This past spring litter sweep, I think we had the most volunteers we've had.
Yeah, I'm not really sure what happened, but we ran out of pickers and vests. It was the first time that ever happened. I emailed the principals of the schools, and I think they really honed it in on their students, that it was a really good opportunity for them. So hopefully that happens again this year. We do the litter sweep twice a year. In the spring, we actually work alongside Stormwater while they do their household hazardous waste disposal and their shred it. We also do our litter sweep, and then the following weekend we do our townwide community yard sale.
And registration is open for all of these, so feel free. I know one year we moved the yard sale separate, the following weekend, instead of on the cleanup weekend, so people could do both. So that's in the works. Saturday, March 28th is our Cottontail Trail. This is kind of a new event. This is our third time doing it. This year we've already got 52 vendors registered. So instead of us supplying a big Easter egg hunt for children with thousands and thousands of eggs, each vendor has to bring eggs their own. So we've got DJ, food truck, petting zoo, pictures with the bunny with a professional photographer. So
My first year here, we did just a typical Easter egg hunt, and there was lots of kids that left crying. No eggs, parents like to run them over, so this is our way of kind of making it a little bit more passive, really honing in on community vendors, businesses, local small vendors, community groups, way to get their information out there while also providing something for the children.
Megan, do we have a dedicated bunny?
We don't, but we reached out to
Southview High School JRTC.
students.
Yes.
They're very eager to volunteer.
Yes, Joanne was our bunny one year.
I mean, yeah, don't we have a dedicated bunny?
And then we've got Trucks and Stuff, which is also a fairly new event, which is kind of a spin-off of Touch a Truck. But this is our own version of it, and we actually have a lot more things that are able to come because it's not sponsored by Touch a Truck, which is another big partnership with police and fire, Stormwater and Public Works as well. They bring out a lot of their equipment. Cape Fear Valley usually brings their Life Act, which is really cool to see, land and all of that. Do what? Yes, yes. And then Independence Day in Hope Mills this year, the celebration will be Saturday June 27th, and our parade will be Saturday, July 4th.
Something I think is really cool is that one of our performers is currently on this season's The Voice, which I think is pretty cool. Miss Julie Golden. Yeah, on season 29, she made it past her auditions, so she'll be performing at our Independence Day kickoff.
How many chair turns?
2.
Okay.
She's on
got a 4.
She's on Kelly Clarkson's team.
Ah,
Isn't that cool? She's from Carthage, so we found her, and she let me know that she was going to be on this season, so it was pretty cool.
And with these events, these larger events, these Independence Day events, we're averaging roughly 3,000 people, and that's just within the park alone. For the celebration itself, the fireworks, I mean, you can't see road anywhere outside of the park. There's cars parked everywhere to watch our fireworks. I mean, it's really a neat thing to see. In our fall events, we got the Fall Litter Sweep Community Yard Sale and our Trunk or Treat, which is a partnership with Rockfish Elementary. And we've kind of honed that into a really good working system. We're able to get 2,500 kids in and out of the line within 2 hours. We've had a lot more participation from the town itself as well, which is what we're always trying to get other departments to come in and be a part of our events with us. Anything to say? And Christmas in Hope Mills, Christmas at the Lake, Breakfast with Santa, Paws and Calls Pet Picks. This year we changed it up a little bit and kind of combined Christmas at the Lake with the Christmas parade due to the weather from Friday night, which kind of turned out to be a neat little tangent of what we've been doing. So we're gonna look into seeing how potentially we could, yeah.
We are gonna look at continuing, maybe?
Yeah, we've chatted about it. It's just some logistics.
Whole community chatted about it.
Yeah.
Let us know.
Yeah.
Whatever you guys decide.
Yeah, we'll do whatever we're told. Just let us know.
And then the Christmas Parade of Lights was the first event that all of you guys were able to participate in as newly elected commissioners. So you guys were a part of this, but it was probably one of the best parades that we've ever had. Most participants. The lineup has gotten so big that we had to use 2 parking lots, and I'm not sure what we're gonna do this following year, but we'll figure it out. But it was a really, really cool event, and I wish I could see it from like your perspective, because we get to stand at the back of the line ushering everybody out, so we don't get to see the parade. I know, I wish I could like hop on a fire truck and
You know, it should be video, just like the Veterans Day parade.
yeah, go and watch everybody's lives after the fact.
These are
3
passive.
things. Yeah, these are more passive things that we do around Christmas time. Letters from Santa. Parents can sign up and like give us information about their child, and I write the letters. I'm Santa, writing hundreds of letters to all these children. The Elf Mischief kits we put together for parents. 24 days of activities for their elf to do. And Santa and Sirens is a big partnership with the fire department. For 4 nights, we drive around town, visiting a bunch of different neighborhoods on a fire truck.
And we also partner with Cumberland County with that for our live Santa tracker through GIS. So you can actually see exactly where Santa's at on the routes. These are some of the additional town events that we do, kind of more of a over umbrella of the town. Easter sunrise service, Memorial Day service, Veterans Day service, State of the Town, ribbon cuttings, the 9/11 memorial ceremony. So anytime that, you know, Chancellor or anyone kind of in the admin area has an idea or wants to implement something, we kind of are on the, yeah. Then we
Megan, back up. Have you heard from the ministry group about Easter?
No.
That's okay, because we're gonna schedule one, like we did last year. I just gotta reach out to Reverend Tim Gore and make sure, and when the last year we had it over in the rec center.
Our wonderful clerk is already on it.
Already on
she
it.
talked to me this morning about it, but we'll pull in everybody. And not to interrupt, but I'll say this, and I'll just add my little piece. Parks and Rec, I consider them to be the heroes of the town. We talk about first responders, we talk about all this engineering based and safety stuff, but nobody, or I think at least they should be acknowledged, because this is the stuff that make people want to stay here and enjoy living here. And they're downplaying, but it'll surprise you how many times that, hey, we need something, and all of a sudden we got these fans as flyers and all this really creative stuff. And I'll just say this, I don't know if y'all realize that the logos have transitioned, and that is due to them as well. And so it's a lot of different things, from what Tiandre is doing, what Brandon is doing. This is the stuff that LaMarco and everybody's doing that actually make this an enjoyable place to live. So I'll be quiet now, but I wanted to just throw that in there.
And then on top of all the events, we also oversee our summer day camp. It's an 8-week session, 40 kids each week, and we fill within 12 hours. And we've got enough people on the wait list to probably make 2 more camps. So it's a really popular thing. We partner with Tiandre and Brandon and use some of our contact instructors for our programs within that camp. We also did something this fall for Sideline Suppers that was kind of runs alongside of athletic games. Whenever water sports, the kiosks down at the lake, we oversee that. Also, the Heritage Park Sensory Garden grant, that was received by our intern this past summer. And then also the Have a Seat in Hope Mills, the Adirondack chair, which was just ordered, so. And then on top of all that, also of all of our marketing communications, we manage the Parks and Rec website, Parks and Rec social media accounts. We do the two digital marquees, our community partnerships, the Millin' Around, which is the biannual program guide, our corporate sponsorship program, a volunteer program, and our digital advertising on the marquees.
The new Millin' Around should be here this week, so hopefully you guys get a chance to look through it and see what, basically a more detailed version of this presentation.
And that's it. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you both.
Next, we got Maxie Dove, the athletics, Assistant Director of Athletics.
Okay. Good evening. Maxie Dove, Assistant Director over Athletics. Our athletics staff would have liked to have been here, but they are currently running drafts. Justin Baldwin is our athletics supervisor, and Crystal Willoughby is our athletics coordinator. Excuse me. All right. In Parks and Recreation, we strive to provide a safe, structured, and inclusive athletic programs that support the physical, social, and emotional development of youth and adults while promoting. Am I supposed to put that?
Yeah.
Which one?
No.
Oh.
Yep.
All right. Promoting sportsmanship, teamwork, discipline, and leadership through well-organized recreational athletics. We also strive to ensure equitable access to quality athletic opportunities for the Hope Mills community by fostering positive environments, building strong partnerships with schools and local organizations, and promoting lifelong health, wellness, and community engagement through sport. All right. We generally offer 3 main seasons: our spring season, our fall season, and our winter season. Spring season, we just finished registration this past weekend. Sports that we took registration for: t-ball, baseball, ages 5 to 14, softball, ages 7 to 15, instructional soccer, ages 5 to 6, regular indoor soccer, ages 7 to 12, and we also have 63 wrestlers in the 6 to 12 age category. And I'll get into it in a second, but we're still in our winter season. We have not finished our winter season, but we've already started our spring season. The next one after that would be our fall season. Sports offered: outdoor soccer, ages 5 to 14, football, ages 7 to 12, cheer, ages 5 to 14, volleyball, ages 9 to 17, fall baseball, 7 to 12, fall softball, 7 to 12, and a new program that we just started last year, cross country, ages 7 to 17. That one was new this previous fall. Threw it out to see if we'd have anybody sign up. We had 29 kids register for the first session. Then following the fall, we roll into our winter season, which is instructional camp for ages 5 and 6, leagues for ages 7 to 17, and then we have also recently added cheerleading for ages 5 to 17 that cheer for our basketball teams. As far as activities, daily things we do in athletics, where we're at right now, upon completion of each registration period, the athletics staff conducts team drafts with volunteer coaches that have been previously recruited, create practice and game schedules, inventory and issue appropriate equipment, order uniforms and trophies, ensure all staff are hired, scheduled, and trained, partner with maintenance team to ensure fields facilities are prepared for each season, prepare and organize opening day ceremonies, ensure postseason play, and which could include end-of-year showcases, all-star tournaments, playoffs, etc. This year, we are hosting the District 11 baseball tournament here in Hope Mills. We're going to attempt to do it with 2 fields at Brower and 2 fields across the street. That's about all we're set up to host right now. If we were to get some additional facilities, as we've discussed in the past, we would be set up to host state and World Series tournaments as well. We spend a lot of money sending teams to other parts of the state and other parts of the Southeast United States. We'd love to be able to keep them here. Anyway, so once we get the teams formed, at that point, we get them formed and practicing. At that point, we have a 4 to 5 week turnaround to generate official game schedules, recruit and hire game day personnel, coordinate officiating services, prepare fields and facilities to ensure operational readiness for the start of each season. Game day operations include site supervision, coordination with officials and scorekeepers, enforcement of league rules and code of conduct, management of schedules and time slots, ensure facilities, equipment, and playing surfaces are safe and ready for competition. In addition to this, diversify activities and create new programs, opportunities, inventory, maintain, and budget for replacement equipment for future athletic seasons, attend classes and clinics to obtain additional certifications, communicate with parents, coaches, and other local P&R departments and facilities for additional resources and joint programming, strive to bring the best of the best to the youth of Hope Mills. As I stated, we just completed our spring sports registration this past weekend. Currently, we have again, we had 63 register for wrestling. They are practicing as we speak. Their first match is scheduled for Saturday, March 14th. Baseball, we had 538 kids sign up, and we're still taking registration for 14U, so that number's going to grow. Softball, we had 230. Indoor soccer, 234. So 1,065 for our spring season when you include wrestling. And again, those numbers will go up as we take kids off a waiting list to fill in spots, other things. Usually we average about 2,500 per year with just our main seasons, not to include any specialty camps and clinics that we run. Usually average 2,500 to 2,700 a year, depending on what we've got going on. Usually 1,000 in spring, 1,000 in fall, and about 500 to 600, excuse me, in winter sports. This week alone, currently, while I'm speaking to you, they are across the street doing baseball assessments for 8U. Tomorrow night, we've got baseball assessments for 10 and 12U, and then makeup assessments are Wednesday night. Tonight, we're hosting, just tonight alone, T-ball, 6U junior Pee Wee baseball, and 15U softball. We have those drafts scheduled tonight. Tomorrow night is 8U, 10U, and 12U soccer. Wednesday night is 8U softball, 10U softball, and 12U softball. Thursday is 8U coach pitch. Friday night, we're drafting our 10U minor baseball and our 12U ozone baseball. Basketball, in addition to all this, we still have, we put together all-star teams for basketball this year, 8U, 10U, 12U, and 14U. Our last regular game day will be this Saturday. Those all-star teams will practice next week and travel to Butner the following Saturday to represent Hope Mills against some other local leagues in North Carolina as well. So that's what I've got for athletics to do, unless there was any questions.
Maxie, the one question, when is opening day?
Saturday, April 11th.
There it is.
Yep. So we expect all of you to be there.
And where will this board be?
I don't know.
Okay.
At Brower Park is where you're going to be. I'll answer it for him.
Thank you, Maxie.
All right, thank you.
And last but not least, and these are the real heroes of Parks and Recreation. You know, it's one thing to have the programs and the the athletics, but if we don't have a good maintenance crew to maintain what we got, especially when we can't afford to get anything new just yet, really need to concentrate on maintaining what we have. And those guys, they maintain a lot of things. They're responsible for the maintenance and management of town parks and recreation facilities and grounds to include Hope Mills Recreation Center, Municipal Park, Herring Park, Lake Park, Heritage Park, Thomas Campbell Oatman Chapel, Broad Park, Barnell Gardens, Gulfview Greenway, and then also the 3 schools, Baldwin, Hope Mills Middle, and Southview Schools. We maintain their fields. In addition to that, there's a crew, if not all the maintenance folk, that help out and coordinate with the special events, planning, scheduling, setup, breakdown, etc. And that includes baseball, softball, opening day, Eastern Hope Mills, trucks and stuff, Memorial Day, Independence Day events, Trunk or Treat, Veterans Day, Christmas and Hope Mills, and also facility rentals. A lot of times when there's a rental that requires setup, our guys are responsible for setting up and then sometimes taking down. And then some of the events that the board requests, for instance, the swearing-in events, and then anything you all might have us facilitate for you, 9/11, etc. So with that, that's the end of my presentation, and we'll attempt to answer any questions you may have. I know it's a lot, but
LaMarco, hold that slide, because the support staff is what makes us all look so great. These folks here, somebody's got to set it up, somebody's got to run it, and then somebody's got to clean it up at the end. And that takes a lot of dedication and a lot of hours to do every piece of that. So our maintenance folks and everybody that's included in the planning process all work in concert together to really highlight all of the programs and events of our town. Before I ask the board questions, the only thing that I've got is explain our partnership with the T.J. Robertson Life Center.
so if you would recall, we had 2 agreements. One of them we've used heavily. That was the rental, and we used every bit of every hour that we needed. We had a leasing agreement for athletics for basketball, and we ended up asking for an additional 3 weeks because the increase in usage and for the increase in participation as far as registrants. And so with that in March, that will conclude our upfront leasing agreement. There is a separate agreement for programs that we both generate together that we will split the 50-50 with the registration. Haven't been able to generate anything just yet, but we're still working in conjunction with the T.J. Robertson Center to come up with a few community-based programs that we can both benefit from. I will say that
Has the partnership been most helpful for our youth?
Say it again?
Has the partnership been most helpful?
It has been. In fact, you all don't know this yet, but this upcoming budget season, now that we know the numbers and what the cost is, that will be one of our budget requests, is for funding upfront for the leasing agreement so that we can expand and adequately provide for practices and things of that nature for youth athletics.
Thank you, LaMarco. Okay, board. It's before I ask, it's 6:58. We're going to continue on with the board questions for this segment, and then probably take a 5-minute break before we start the regular meeting. I just kind of wanted to say that because it's 6:59, and I think the board members have some questions. Who wants to start first?
I do, Mayor.
Commissioner Hamilton.
I just have one quick question, Marco. Did you say that you have the funding for grants for the lake park?
No, we don't. But that's a few of the grants that we are going to pursue.
Okay, you had said that before. The reason I ask is because we're still getting a lot of complaints about the playground being close to the road and the chain link fence.
Right. I've been looking at that, and one of the things that I did ask the engineers to do is to do kind of what we call a cross section in the design the design world that would show us, a front view of what that would look like. So you'll see the street, you will see the buffering techniques and treatments. And if I'm not comfortable with it, right now it looks like there's a 40-foot buffer between the playground fence and the street. And if that becomes an issue, we will work with the engineers to keep the playground where it is and then deal with the stormwater in that location.
I think
Where
that,
it is.
yeah, because I think what people are asking is that it be kept away from the road
Gotcha.
for the safety of the children.
And we
So
can
that's the
definitely look
reason
at that.
I brought it up.
I mean, it's easy enough to go ahead
Okay.
and we can.
And would that cost anything to do that? I mean, would that increase the
No,
price?
no, it's gonna make the engineers, work a little bit harder to try to deal with that runoff, but,
Yeah.
you know, that's why they have engineering degrees and seals to deal
Okay.
with that kind of stuff, so.
Great, okay, thank you, LaMarco.
Okay, any other questions?
Thank you all. I know it's a lot of information, but thank you all, and I think you all have a broad understanding of what Parks and Recreation does in all different divisions, so,
Thank you, LaMarco.
thank you.
Board want to take a 5-minute break, and then we'll start it. Do they want to take a 5-minute break? Okay, so I need a motion to adjourn. Second. All in favor? We are adjourned for 5 minutes.